When the Phone Rings is killing it in ratings, but not without drama of its own. From delays caused by martial law to a heated sign language debate, the show has faced chaos and come out stronger. It's safe to say that the hit drama starring Seok and Chae has taken the world by storm. Seok plays Baek Sa-on, a former war correspondent and hostage negotiator who became Korea's youngest presidential spokesman. So-bin stars as Hong Hee-ju, a sign language interpreter living with mutism after a childhood accident. Married for 3 years out of convenience, the couple barely speaks to each other and only pretend to be happy in public. But their strained relationship is turned upside down when Hee-ju is kidnapped by an unknown person, setting off a chain of events that threatens their lives and forces them to confront their broken marriage. With this wild start and an intriguing mix of romance and suspense, When the Phone Rings is dominating Netflix global charts, proving melodrama is on the rise again. The show has been climbing higher with every episode, hitting its peak so far with episode 6, which scored a nationwide rating of 6.9%. But just as the drama found its rhythm, trouble behind the scenes began to cast a shadow over its success. Frustrations with the drama began to bubble when broadcasts were postponed after South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol made a shocking move, declaring martial law on December 3rd. For those who missed what went down, let's do a quick recap. President Yoon, who barely scraped into office in 2022, had been struggling since day one, his administration haunted by endless scandals and constant clashes with the opposition-controlled National Assembly. With no real power to push through his agenda, his presidency had already become a political disaster. But things hit a breaking point on the night of December 3rd when, in an unexpected turn of events, Yoon went on national TV to declare martial law, effectively replacing the government with military rule. The announcement hit South Korea like a truck, leaving everyone shocked and angry. Overnight, the streets of Seoul were packed with protesters from all walks of life, holding signs and chanting for an end to the president's martial law. At the same time, inside the National Assembly, things got just as intense. Somehow, 190 lawmakers pushed past military blockades to hold an emergency session, voting together to stop martial law and bring back democracy. By early morning on December 4th, the president gave in. He canceled martial law and pulled the military back. But the chaos left the country shaken, wondering if their democracy was really safe. Caught in the middle of this political turmoil was When the Phone Rings, the K-drama that had the internet in a chokehold with its intense plot and book talk vibes. Fans were left absolutely devastated when NBC abruptly canceled the broadcast of episodes 5 and 6 to air breaking news about the political chaos. The cancellation of episode 6 happened because South Korea was preparing for an impeachment vote against President Yoon. Even though martial law had ended, the country was still dealing with the aftermath and the vote was set for Saturday, the same day episode 6 was supposed to air. NBC explained in a statement that both episodes 5 and 6 had to be delayed because special news reports were taking over the time slot. Fans were disappointed to learn they'd have to wait another week, with the episodes rescheduled to air on December 13th and 14th. The announcement, made just hours before the scheduled airtime, left viewers asking for answers and venting their frustrations online. Many had been counting down the days after an intense preview of episode 6 was released earlier in the week, fueling anticipation for what was supposed to be a major turning point in the story. Social media quickly erupted with reactions. Some fans joked darkly about the irony of the situation, pointing out how the impeachment vote against President Yoon mirrored the show's intense political themes. Others, however, weren't so lighthearted, slamming the network for what they felt was poor planning. Most viewers tried to make the best of the situation, rewatching earlier episodes to fill the void. Things took an even more dramatic turn when the initial impeachment vote against President Yoon narrowly failed, missing the required 2/3 majority by just 5 votes. For many South Koreans, this close call only deepened their frustrations, leaving them even more outraged at the ongoing political chaos. As a result, the opposition announced a new impeachment vote, scheduled for December 14th, the same day episode 6 of When the Phone Rings was set to air. Fans immediately feared the worst, worried that the show might be postponed yet again. Speculation ran wild online, with some joking that Sa-on, the fictional presidential spokesman in the drama, might be needed to handle the crisis. Fortunately, fans were able to breathe a sigh of relief when NBC confirmed that the drama would air as planned. NBC also reassured viewers that the series would finish on time, with the finale set for January 4th, just ahead of the premiere of the network's next Friday-Saturday drama, Motel California. Even before all the political drama, the show was in hot water. But this time, there was controversy over a scene from the very first episode. The show introduces Hee-ju as a sign language interpreter for a news program. During a live broadcast, a transmission glitch causes the screen to freeze when she signs the word mountain. The unfortunate freeze frame made her gesture look like an obscene hand signal, all while the anchor kept talking about disaster preparedness. You might think this is just a harmless joke, but unfortunately, the moment was more problematic than that. What was supposed to be a playful moment in the show didn't sit well with viewers. Many felt it was insensitive and disrespectful to sign language and the deaf community. Explaining why the scene was offensive, a viewer wrote, "The scene was clearly intended to be playful and humorous, but it was offensive and unsettling. Mocking sign language, a vital communication tool for the deaf, is unacceptable. It's baffling how anyone thought this could be comedic." Fans couldn't believe the show's producers would allow such a mistake to happen, especially since sign language plays such a central role in the story between Sa-on and Hee-ju. Realizing their mistake, the production team of When the Phone Rings didn't wait too long to address the controversy. On November 29th, they released a formal apology clarifying that they never meant to mock sign language or offend anyone. In their letter to the public, they wrote, "As When the Phone Rings is a drama that was produced around the important theme of communication between people, we had absolutely no intention of mocking or belittling sign language, which is a precious communication tool for the deaf." They admitted that they fell short in properly representing the struggles faced by the deaf community and pledged to do better. The team promised that they'd work harder to ensure the rest of the series honors the importance of sign language and communication. They also acknowledged the criticism as valid and asked fans to continue watching with an open mind while holding them accountable if they slipped up again. While the apology calmed some of the outrage, others felt the damage was already done. After these scandals, some fans thought it was the perfect opportunity to share that they were no longer watching the drama, blaming the bad plot, and calling it poorly written. Most viewers decided to jump ship, openly criticizing the show for what they saw as a deeply unsettling relationship between the two leads. While many agreed the drama was overall nicely written and directed, they couldn't stomach the toxic dynamic between Sa-on and Hee-ju, calling it uncomfortable and disturbing. For these viewers, the power imbalance in their marriage was impossible to overlook. Sa-on's behavior often came off as intimidating, even when the show tried to frame it as protective, and some moments felt more like red flags than romance. The complaints didn't end there, though, because Sa-on's actions throughout the series left fans debating whether he truly cared for Hee-ju or was simply obsessed with control. From punching walls in anger to barging into her personal space and showing jealousy despite barely acknowledging her for years, his behavior sparked heated discussions online. For many, these moments weren't romantic, they were deeply disturbing. To make things even worse, some fans online started praising these scenes, calling them cute and romantic, which only added fuel to the fire. Many online users couldn't understand how anyone could find a man who ignored his wife for years, but suddenly wanted to act like her hero, even remotely swoon-worthy. However, it wasn't all bad because the drama's bold themes struck a chord with other viewers who saw something deeper in its storytelling. Hee-ju's selective mutism, for example, wasn't just a plot point, it became a powerful metaphor for the ways women are silenced in their relationships and by society. Her inability to speak freely, relying on sign language or a voice device that distorts her words, reflected the struggles of women who aren't allowed to express their true selves. These layers gave the show a raw edge that some viewers found fascinating, even if it wasn't exactly comfortable to watch. Despite all the drama surrounding the show and the backlash the lead couple faced, When the Phone Rings managed to keep a loyal audience hooked. For some, the drama reflects a bold exploration of power and communication, while for others it's too toxic to handle. Love it or hate it, one thing's clear, this show knows how to keep people talking.